So now that I've solved day 24 of Advent of Code, let's try to see if ChatGPT can solve it too. All right, so I will, as usual, take the problem description for the first part without the puzzle answer, of course, and let's paste it here. I've already pre-added the input file, so let's see if it can solve it. So please solve the following problem. Input file is attached. Okay, so let's see what happens. Right, so it's doing something. The recent improvements to ChatGPT interface are pretty neat because it now is able to automatically continue responding even if it's times out. So that helps because it makes it more likely that it will actually calculate the result and not time out during the calculation. So let's see what happens. So it's doing the parsing of the file, and now it's gonna do the calculation. We'll see. Since I last did this for day 23, which was a long time ago, it was using GPT-4 and now it's GPT-4o. So it could be more accurate, but as you can see, it's 0. So it's not very likely. Unfortunately, that is not correct. Try again. Let's give it another chance. Because that's definitely not right. So let's see if it's gonna work this time. And if it doesn't, we're gonna try the second part, which is more complicated, but it's completely different. So there's nothing, not that much in common with the first part, and it's purely mathematical. So maybe it could have a better time doing it than the first part of the problem. We'll see. So it's doing the intersections again. I think it's gonna be something that it wasn't able to read the input correctly because there is a complex regex. I'm not sure if it's correct or not. And it also has to skip the PZ and VZ parts of the input, which might be problematic because it's usually something that ChatGPT trips on. So let's see. Let's give it another chance. It's gonna be last chance. And okay, so it's trying very hard to find a solution. Now that it knows that 0 is not the correct solution. Right. And again 0. So it's not very good so far. Okay, so let's give it a few more moments, but I think that's just not gonna be a good one for ChatGPT. So let's wait for it to finish or give up. Okay. Very chatty. All right. Let's go. But I don't think it's gonna work. And it's always 0. No. Doesn't seem likely. It is persistent at least, so it doesn't give up so much, but I think we should terminate it by now because it doesn't seem likely it's gonna improve. It's something fundamental is not working because it's always giving up 0. So I think it's gonna be some problem with reading of the input file itself that is problematic. It's interesting that it always outputs the code itself and then again to execute it, kind of. So that's weird that it didn't do that before. It was just outputting the code and immediately executing that code. And we got 163, which is, I think, much less than it should be. So unfortunately not the right solution. Anyways, so let's try the second one. Please, unfortunately, not correct, but let's leave that. Please try to solve the second part of the problem on the same input, right? So let's tell it also same input. All right, so let's see. All right. So it seems to be choosing a equation-based solution this time. Right, very chatty, very chatty. Right, so analyzing. Like the solution itself seems to be promising. But apparently it failed to finish because it was the calculation was too intensive. So it's now doing a simpler approach. But this is doing a linear equation-based solution. So it's something that's very similar to what many people were doing while solving this problem. So we'll see if it works in this case, but it failed due to some kind of index error. Not sure what that was. Probably some kind of plus one minus one issue there. And another try here. So again, outputs the whole code and then executes it and has to output it again, which is weird. It didn't have to do that before, so I'm not sure what changed, but this is not that much of a nice change, so maybe something they could revert. An error there again. No valid subset found. So kind of okay. So it again tries to simplify the equations, but I don't think that will help. It was already simplified enough. It was, I think, using just 3 of the hailstones, or I think I'm not sure. Anyways, let's go back. Let's see. Let's give it one more chance to solve this. And unfortunately, so far, nothing. So maybe we'll have to again give up and say that ChatGPT was not yet able to solve this problem, even though Now the data that they have available might even include solutions to these problems from 2023. I'm not sure what is the current knowledge cutoff date of ChatGPT. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I was expecting it to be more capable to solve it by now. So yeah, it seems it will not be able to solve it. So far, at least, it's just trying different approaches and it's not even able to compute it correctly. All right, let's wait for this one. Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out. So it's trying again, very similar solution. And I think it's not gonna be the good day for ChatGPT this time. Yeah, we are done, and we would have to regenerate the solution. So this time I didn't get the continue answering, probably because it stopped during the code generation itself. So, anyways, unfortunately, day 24 was too hard for ChatGPT to solve. So let's hope next day will be more. It will be better. Actually, this is the last day of Advent of Code 2023, so I will be solving it and then give it to ChatGPT on a live stream. So join me next week on Wednesday, probably, to solve the day 25 of Snower load. And I'm looking forward to see you there. And until then, happy coding, and see you in the next video.